Hi everyone, welcome to another episode how you can get rid of self-limiting beliefs and how you can rewire your brain. As we all know, we are product of our belief and everything we do and don't do stems from our belief system. So it's basically about what you are, what you think you're capable of, and just in general, like what you believe is possible and not possible. So everyone has their own perception of reality, right? And sometimes our beliefs are holding us back. They are limiting us. They are holding back our potential. So where does your self-belief stem from? There are many causes for a self-limiting beliefs, and we all know a lot of our limiting beliefs, they stem from our childhood, traumas, maybe our parents, they were treating us in a certain way. Sometimes we also get blamed by our parents when we were young. Like maybe they were telling us, hey, were you a bad kid again? Are you lazy again? Instead of addressing the issue that we actually did something bad, instead of saying, did you do something bad? And most of the time, these things, they give us a feeling of guilt. However, the unhealthy behavior still continues and it still leads to negative results as we grow up. Another cause that makes you having negative self-belief is if you constantly compare yourself to others. So, for example, if you want to start something and you keep on looking at others and maybe you tell yourself, yeah, but they are just successful just because they have rich parents, just because they are more privileged than me. And then you keep on saying they have this and they have that. And the thing is that all of those things, they are so irrelevant to your life because the only way you can move forward is that you are focusing on yourself. So you can only move on if you are seeing what you have, if you are having this gratitude, knowing that all the resources have been provided to you. Another part of limiting your self-belief is your circle and people you are with. If you look into your friend circle, ask yourself, what is their mindset towards money? What is their mindset towards career? Or just their mindset towards happiness and a peaceful life? Does their reality align with yours? And start to befriend with people who have aligned mindset with you. Because this thing is that if we keep on staying in an environment that keeps on telling us how incapable we are, we just telling ourselves that we are incapable. So we do not take the steps to be better, to be the person we want to be, to live our dream lives. Another thing, and that's the most important part of one of the causes that keeps you on having your self-limiting beliefs, are labels. Because what separates from a growth mindset and a self-limiting beliefs is how you are labeling yourself. And there's also this belief, which I keep on seeing on social media, is that you have to be happy and you need to figure out who you are and to be true to yourselves in order to get rid of your self-limiting beliefs. And this is so untrue. Of course, you need to be true to yourself, but the thing is that so many people, they are believing they need to find out if they're either a bad person or a good person, or they have to label themselves. Like, for example, I am just a lazy person. I am just an angry person. And when we think that way, when we think that, okay, I am an angry person by nature, I am like a short-tempered person by nature, we tend to limit our free will and our ability to create the life we actually want. And here's the thing, we have all kinds of drives. There are so many drives that's within us. It's not like a black or a white thing. Sometimes you have a drive to maintain peace in your life. Maybe you have a drive to create love. Maybe you have just a drive to be kind. But sometimes we also have a drive to just be selfish when we feel like something is unfair, when we want to take revenge and we feel like something is not aligned. But here is the thing. The question is always, which drive will you water? Okay, which drive will you water? It is a choice. You have the choice to water the drive that you currently feeling as an emotion inside of you. And we are humans. We are created with free wills. And so we have the chance to choose. For example, I can choose to invest in the peacemaking and loving instinct that I have. Or I can choose to be angry and to be selfish. And to understand that, there are three senses of self. And the first of it is the conceptualized sense of self. It basically means that all labels comes from it. Like, I'm cute, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm depressed, I'm intelligent, I'm kind, I'm angry. And it can be nice to know who you are. But the thing is that if you label yourself, you also trap yourself in that label. They provide you the reason why you do the things you do. And also they provide you the reasons why you don't do the things that you don't do. And it can be a blessing as well as a curse. It's like you're telling yourself, I'm the victim. Like, have you realized how much longer, for example, it takes for you to get over a person when you're continuously victimizing yourself? Like, over a person maybe you were in love with, or maybe it was just a friend of yours and you just go separate ways. You know, I have talked to a woman in her 50s, and she kept on telling me that the reason this man that she was together with has left her is because she is old and she is not beautiful enough and she is not good enough. And just because there are other women who are way younger than her, and therefore she is basically out of the dating scene. So this lady, she has been stuck in this situation for 7 years. Like 7 years. That's a very long time. And she kept on asking me, how can she change it? How can she get this person back? Okay, why is she not worthy of love? There are also some women at the same age, they experience success after success. Maybe they have also seen some failures here and there, but they see all the benefits of maybe reaching an older age. Even though I personally don't think that 50 is that old. And some people, you know, they get diagnosed. Maybe they have depression, they have anxiety. They create a whole story for themselves that this is who they are and there is not much they can do about it. But the thing is that when you are labeling yourself, if you say, I am depressed, it's like you are trapping your mindset because you now just follow the protocol of I am depressed. So believing only on the one side of the story, it limits your belief to see other aspects of the life as well, which also represents the truth. So for example, I have always suffered from migraine, and whenever I experience a lot of stress, the migraine is hitting me way harder than it is. So what happened is that I couldn't work anymore because I had migraines almost every day. It was so severe. And of course, I could tell myself, you know, like, I am a victim of having chronic pain, and it's because of my circumstances, because of the stress. So I could have keep on going on telling myself like why I am not capable to get things done. But here's the thing, like, I saw my whole migraine journey, being stressed out, as turning it into something how I can help other people by regulating themselves, by knowing themselves, by knowing when they feel stressed so that it cannot manifest in your body. I have just turned it into the story that I tell myself, okay, this is now my vision to educate myself so I can pass on the education how chronic pain works. So what I'm trying to tell you is that be cautious about what story of yourself you want to believe and what story you are telling yourself. Like, stick to the self as an experiencer as much as you can. And this leads us to the second point of how you can rewire your brain. Now, before I tell you how you can stick to the self as an experiencer, I will tell you a bit more about the brain. Recently, I saw a video that talked about that there is a brain in our heart. Like, we obviously know we have the brains in our head, but our heart has a brain as well. And here's the thing, science has taught us that the brain receives instruction telling it what to do from our heart. That means the quality of our emotions that we create within our heart determines the signal that we send to our brain. It releases the chemistry into our body. And every moment of every day, there's basically a conversation happening between your heart and your brain. And the research says also further that a human heart is a complete independent organ. It has shown its own intelligence. It basically has its own memory. So when, for example, a person signals to slow down the heartbeat, the heart will do it on its will. So your mind is powerful. What you believe that you will feel, you can cultivate accordingly as well. And this is also what you do when you are in the self as an experiencer perspective. Like you focus on what you want to feel and you cultivate that emotion. You just basically ignore when an emotion is not serving you as any benefits, such as if you feel hatred or anger towards any person. So what is the self as an experiencer? When you are experiencing the self, you're basically telling yourself, I am experiencing that I am lazy right now, but I am actually not a lazy person. I am experiencing anxiety, but I am not an anxious person. So instead of saying, this is who I am, ask yourself, what else am I experiencing at the moment? I keep on saying to people that they need to tell themselves, this is what I am experiencing. And it does not decide my identity. My experience separates from my identity. Because the thing is that if you cling yourself to your identity, it's like everything is already set in stone. The labels that you put on yourself, be it negative or positive, every label sets a limiting belief on you. Because if you say, for example, I am a kind person, which is quite positive, you also stick to the fact that you want to be kind. Maybe someone is crossing a boundary, you need to communicate it. You can't be kind. So instead of saying like, I'm a kind person, just tell yourself, I choose to be kind. And of course, you can also give yourself labels, but you need to be really careful what kind of labels you're giving yourself. For example, the label that I'm giving myself is that I know I'm a creation of God. I am serving God, and I know that I can learn and I can grow while I'm staying on this earth. And this label, it gives me personally a solid foundation to determine my next action, where I know that I won't be stuck in the way I'm labeling myself. So next time when you tell yourself that you are a bad person, then ask yourself, is this label helpful to you? Is this thought helpful to you? Or does it help you to be better? Also believing in the label, for example, that I'm a broken person because I have traumas or I have experienced this and that lead me to depression. It excuses you from not trying and you basically giving up. If you are the experiencer, you will just see that as a bunch of words that are passing by, a bunch of emotions. It's also okay not always having this goal of finding out who you are, but instead focus on the ways of seeing yourself that allows you to act upon. And if we keep on doing it that way, we can also focus on like the valued direction instead of traits that has been putting on us. So ask yourself, what kind of labels did you give yourself? And another point that also helps immensely, and I know that I talk about it a lot, is just gratitude. Cultivate gratitude. You know, during the time of Ramadan, I was fasting. Over the day, my focus was just really drained. Like I didn't have any energy anymore. You know, I realized how much we are just taking everything for granted. And for me, it was just like I took food for granted. I took water for granted. Like my thoughts before Ramadan was just like, okay, how can I make more sales? How can I just grow my business? And during Ramadan, I was just like, how can I just find the strength to sit on the desk and find the focus and redirect my thoughts? And even just like having a conversation, a normal conversation and socialize with people. But then also realize in order to make the step to sit on my table, I need to have legs and arms. And I was like, thank God I have legs and arms where I can move from place to place. I have the lungs, a lung that can breathe. I have eyes to see. And what I'm trying to tell you with that is that we sometimes don't see the things and we just want to be grateful of bigger things. But we don't see the small things that serves us every day, what other humans don't have. And you know, every time I see these kind of videos where a person is sitting in the wheelchair, where a person is like not able to move their arms or their legs, or maybe they are not, like I saw recently this video of an older man who is in this breathing machine. He basically can just lay, and if they remove this machine, he basically cannot live, and within a few seconds he would literally lose his life. Like this man who was in this breathing machine, he managed to write several books. He managed to have his own TikTok account. He managed to go out there and publish like his own life. If he is capable of such thing and he's just staying in this room, in this breathing machine, what are you capable of? So it's like a mind shift. And you need to understand that apart from what I was telling you before of, like the part of how you are labeling yourself, you also need to realize that gratitude brings you so much further in life, because you don't see what you don't have, but you see like what is possible, what resources do I have, who is there who can teach me. And just that alone is amazing. And sometimes we put like the wrong things on a pedestal. Like many things we want are materialistic things and things that basically serves us. But did you ever wonder where all the money comes from, all the wealth, your health, your capability to think? In my religion, we believe that everything on earth belongs to God. But what I'm trying to tell is that everything in this world is temporary. You are temporary. Everything you ever possess is temporary. Because if you think about it, when we leave this earth, the best case, what we can leave behind is that memories that people are having of us. And it's surely not about the car that they used to possess or how much money they had on their bank accounts or what kind of circle they were in. But it is more about like, what did you contribute to the society? So think about what could these contributions be? Maybe it's kindness, maybe it's wisdom, maybe it's how you treat others, maybe you took the chance to write a book and pass it on your knowledge. Maybe you started a foundation. Maybe you started a foundation on your name. Maybe you invented something new that has benefited humankind, that made humankind a better species. But here's the thing, when time passes, people will forget you. They forget like everything you did, because new names will pop up, new achievers will pop up. So ask yourself, how relevant is it if you won't achieve something? Who cares if you choose another path? Who cares if you're just being stuck for a while? Maybe it's okay to be stuck for a while and then just continue. Like, who cares? Who will remember it? As I said, sometimes we get trapped in our self-limiting beliefs because we put temporary things on a pedestal, such as money. Money comes and goes. Sometimes people put another person on a pedestal. It's like maybe a person who was toxic to them. Maybe they put status on a pedestal. But that is all temporary. And one thing that has helped me to move forward despite all circumstances and finding peace with my life is believing that if we die, there is a hereafter where you will be rewarded of all the good deeds you did on earth, because everything will become dust anyways. And one day you will return back to God. One day you return back to the universe, to the creator. So everything is energy, right? Like, because I always believe that, we are basically, every one of us, we are like an ocean. So imagine there's an ocean, and when we are coming to this earth, we are basically being taken into small glasses. So every small glass is like the vessel, it's our body. And basically we are separate from each other. But once we are leaving this earth, we're getting poured back into the ocean. In the metaphor that I'm telling you, you need to think about the ocean when you want to have something in your life. Like, you need to think of something that is bigger than you, because money is also just created by the creator. The human is created by the creator. Like, there's so much money flowing out there. Like, the thing is that you just have to find a way to get there. And if you have prayed for what you wanted to have in your life, and if you are not trusting the higher being, if you're not trusting God, and it means that you don't trust that this money will flow into your life, then you don't trust, for example, that this one person that you want to attract as your life partner will come into your life. It's like you going to a restaurant, you order a Coca-Cola, and you don't trust the waiter that the waiter is bringing you that Coca-Cola. So understand that everything you want is already out there. You just have to do your homework. You just have to know for yourself, what do I want in my life? Like, for example, if you happen to stuck in a toxic relationship and this person maybe ruins your life and you cannot let go, it's because you put that person on a pedestal. Like, you already lost trust in the process. And remember, the person you have put on the pedestal, this person is just a creation from God. And I'm telling you one thing, if you don't trust in the creator, but you worship the creation, you won't able to aim high, no matter what you do. This is the concept of praying. This is the concept of manifesting. This is the concept of allowing things to come into your life. Because here's the thing, if you don't trust, then everything that is built is based on a shaken foundation. And maybe you have created something out of negative emotions, out of a destructive energy, and maybe you get to your goal. But the thing is that based on history, based on human experiences, everything that has been created from a bad or a negative source will never last forever. Okay, so I want you to know that every label you have put on yourself, maybe you think you are a bad person, maybe you think you are not worthy of love. Every single label, put those things aside. It's not about that you need to find yourself. It's about what do you choose to do. And the best choice to move forward in life is to trust in the process, to have patience, to be determined with everything you do. Like I always keep on saying, trust in God, trust in the process, and give every day your best while you're putting that trust in there. And always know that you are already living in abundance. Just know for yourself, abundance is out there, love is out there, money is out there, the right person to enter into your life. The person is out there. You just have to allow yourself to attract those things. You just have to know that you are worthy of it and that you are deserving it. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know if any of those tips were helpful to you. Write it in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Bye.